Hi, and welcome to True Crime, a channel dedicated to the dark underworld of criminal activity carried out by gangsters, mobsters, cartel leaders, and others. In today's video, we're going to explore the extravagant life of one of the world's most notorious drug lords, Pablo Escobar. Known as the King of Cocaine, Escobar amassed an enormous fortune through his illegal drug empire, which at its height was estimated to be worth billions of dollars. But what did Escobar do with all that money? In this video, we'll take a closer look at how he spent his vast wealth, from purchasing entire islands to building his own private zoo. Let's get started. Number 1. Unusual pets of the notorious drug lord. What would you do if you had Pablo Escobar's wealth and power at your fingertips? Flashy cars, lavish mansions, private jets. Well, forget all that, because Escobar had something much more interesting in mind: hippos. Yes, you heard me right. Pablo Escobar bought 4 hippos and kept them in his illegal zoo in Colombia. But what happened to these hippos after Escobar's death is a wild story that will leave you amazed. The hippos were left to fend for themselves and have since multiplied, exploring beyond their allocated space and even venturing into the country's main river, the Magdalena. The situation has become so dire that the government is now considering the option of killing these magnificent animals if they cannot be controlled. It's a heartbreaking scenario that raises important questions about the consequences of owning exotic animals. But here's the kicker: the hippo story is not just fascinating, it's also eerily poetic. The parallels between the hippo's fate and that of their infamous owner are uncanny. From their incredible resilience to their uncertain future, the hippos have become living symbols of Pablo Escobar's legacy. Number 2. A peek into the King of Cocaine's houses. Imagine owning a home so extravagant that it's fit for a king, built with the billions earned through illegal activities. Well, that's exactly what drug lord Pablo Escobar did when he built his sprawling estate, Hacienda Nápoles. Covering a staggering 20 kilometers squared, this wonderland featured a Spanish colonial mansion, a sculpture park, and even a zoo with the most exotic animals one could imagine. With a private airport, a bullring, and a go-kart racing track, Escobar spared no expense in creating his personal kingdom. But if you're looking for something a little more understated, why not take inspiration from Escobar's Miami estate? This 7,336 square foot pastel pink mansion boasted a picturesque view of the ocean, complete with a fully equipped courtyard, custom lighting, multi-car garage, and wrap-around terraces. The infinity pool, outdoor kitchen, and expansive lounge decks were perfect for hosting lavish parties. Escobar knew how to live in style, and his impeccable taste in homes was evident in every corner of this estate. If you're feeling adventurous, you could always venture to Escobar's abandoned Caribbean party home on La Isla Grande. This gem on the crown of the party area was the perfect place for the Medellin cartel to hold their extravagant parties, boasting luxurious waterfront apartments, a sprawling palm court, and an enormous swimming pool. With over 300 guest rooms and opulence dripping from every corner, this mansion was a testament to Escobar's wealth. Number 3. Norman's Escobar Island. The infamous drug lord, Pablo Escobar, knew how to live large, and his ownership of Norman's Cay Island is a testament to his lavish lifestyle. This island served as the main hub for smuggling cocaine into the United States, and it was heavily guarded with an airstrip, attack dogs, and a personal radar system to keep a lookout for any suspicious activity. It wasn't just a business hub, though. The island was also a hotspot for parties, with Carlos later using the location to host countless wild events. With a luxurious nightclub, hotel, private dock, and stunning sandy beaches, the island provided ample opportunities for relaxation and fun. But let's not forget the constant fear of being arrested or killed, which loomed over the island's occupants. Despite the risks, Norman's Cay Island was a place of glamour and excitement where the rules of society didn't apply. It's easy to get swept up in the thrill of Escobar's opulence, but let's not forget the consequences of his actions. The drug trade has devastated countless lives and communities, and we should strive towards a society where individuals can achieve success and fulfillment without resorting to illegal means. Number 4. Escobar's Prison. Pablo Escobar may have been the king of cocaine, but he was also the king of unexpected decisions. Instead of fleeing from the authorities and ending up in handcuffs, he decided to turn himself in. But this wasn't your average arrest and imprisonment. Oh no, Escobar was determined to do things his way, and he did just that. He negotiated a deal with the government and ended up in a prison that was like no other. The Cathedral, as it was called, was no dingy, overcrowded cell block. It was a custom-built facility that was more like a luxury resort. Escobar was living in the lap of luxury behind bars, with a sauna, pool, dancing hall, billiards room, and even a sports field. His stay was far from lonely too, as he hosted multiple wedding ceremonies, binged on luxurious foods, and spent time with beautiful women. He even had the Colombian national football team play a game on his private patch. Escobar's time in prison was hardly a punishment, it was more like a vacation. Of course, this all came to an end when the government realized that Escobar was still running his drug business from behind bars. They decided to put an end to his comfy stay at the Cathedral, and rightly so. However, when they arrived to take him away, they found that he had already left. It just goes to show that even in prison, Escobar was one step ahead of the game. Number 5. The infamous Escobar plane, MK3669X. When it came to smuggling cocaine, the sky was the limit for Pablo Escobar and his cartel. And nothing represented this more than the mighty MK3669X plane. This airborne behemoth was the envy of the drug-running world, with a hold capacity that would make any smuggler drool with excitement. In fact, if you were lucky enough to spot one of these flying machines in the sky during the 80s, you were probably witnessing a daring and illegal operation take place. Escobar was no stranger to owning extravagant planes, with a whole fleet of expensive aircraft at his disposal, including the luxurious DC-3 and several TBM 700s. The Colombian drug lord owned so many planes, he could have started his own airline. It's no wonder why his infamous lifestyle has become the stuff of legend. Who knows, maybe one day we'll get to take a trip on an Air Escobar plane, but we'll have to be careful not to crash land on Escobar Island. Number 6. Escobar's military plane. Pablo Escobar's appetite for luxury and power knew no bounds, and this was evident in his possession of military aircraft. These planes helped to keep his illegal dealings under wraps, and one of them still sits on display in Brazil, preserved in the same position it landed in all those years ago. The military aircraft is a testament to Escobar's cunning and resourcefulness, and it's no wonder that fans of his legacy are still fascinated by it. But Escobar's love of the finer things in life didn't stop there. He had a stunning residence in the heart of Medellin, complete with 2 swimming pools, a tennis court, and even a panic room and a vault. This extravagant building, known as the Monaco Building, was the target of many of Escobar's enemies, and it was even bombed in 1988 as part of a deadly feud between the Medellin and Cali drug cartels. Despite its gruesome past, the Monaco Building became a popular tourist attraction, with curious visitors flocking to catch a glimpse of the blood-soaked history. It's hard to imagine that the same rooftop where Escobar met his end is now nothing more than a haunting memory. Number 7. Escobar's cars. Pablo Escobar, the infamous drug lord, may not be the first person that comes to mind when you think of a car enthusiast. But he had his fair share of vehicles, ranging from high-end luxury cars to the more practical and inconspicuous. One of his favorites was the Simca 1000, a small, unassuming car that may not turn heads, but was perfect for blending in and avoiding unwanted attention from the authorities. The Simca 1000 was a popular car in France, where it was manufactured from 1961 to 1978. With over 150,000 cars made in 1962 alone, it was a reliable and affordable option for many French families. Escobar, who was known for his love of French culture and his connections to the country, likely discovered the Simca 1000 during his travels and recognized its practicality. Despite its small size, the Simca 1000 had a surprisingly spacious interior with enough room for a spare wheel in the front luggage compartment. This would come in handy for Escobar, who lived a dangerous and unpredictable life, where a flat tire could mean the difference between life and death. While the Simca Housent may not be the flashiest or most luxurious car in Escobar's collection, it speaks to his pragmatic and strategic nature. He knew when to show off his wealth and when to blend in with the crowd, and the Simca 1000 was the perfect car for the latter. Number 8. Escobar's infamous act, burning $2 million. Pablo Escobar, the notorious drug lord, once burnt $2 million to keep his daughter warm. As the son of one of the wealthiest and most powerful men in history, Juan Pablo had a wild childhood, but also had to change his name to escape the notoriety. Despite his lavish lifestyle, Pablo's actions were often both fascinating and endearing, like the act of burning money to keep his daughter warm. If you had his billions of dollars, what would you spend it on? Thank you for watching another amazing video from our true crime team. Like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned to our next real-life true crime video.